Hi, how's it going? It's Stephen here from GGS Gamer, and here today I'm going to talk to you about the PlayStation Vita, the Dark Knight of Sony consoles, or in my case, it's the white and yellow knight. Yeah. If you're of the opinion that there aren't any games out for that wee thing, I'd probably forgive you. I mean, you can't even see the thing on Sony's homepage anymore. It's just look, it's just the PS4 and that headset thing, It's the Vita's not there. Yet there are many games out there. I mean, it's a pretty fantastic console. You've got a pile of indie games on one side, you've got a pile of retro classics on the other from the PS1, the PSP, and you've got a ginormous pile of games that have come from the Vita's biggest fan base, which is Japan. You've got JRPGs, you've got visual novels, you've got some action games as well, and then you have the games that are, well, interestingly weird. Yeah. Now, last week I was invited to check out two new ambassadors for the Vita. And I want to share my thoughts with you on what they're like. The first one that I tried out was Dragon Quest Builders. Now, in this game, you've been handpicked by the goddess to save the world through mining materials and using them to rebuild the world of Alefgard. Or, to put it a bit more bluntly, it's Minecraft, but with an actual story. But, it's a story that I definitely keep coming back to. Now, years ago, I had a bit of a Minecraft phase. I mean, everyone did, right? And I was mostly driven to, picking one or two things that I like the look of and building them. But then once I was done with that, I was like, well, what now? Kind of got bored. And I think at the time I ended up playing another story game. I think it was Catherine at the time, to be honest. It's what I would call crafter's block. Yet with Dragon Quest Builders, you always have a defined goal to everything. You have a town you have to build to house your townspeople, and you're always focused on a particular objective to help keep you going and to give you something to keep coming back to. Like I said, townspeople will need houses, and the town's needs will grow, and you need to go and build structures for them. It's super easy to pick up, and it's a really cute design. Like the voxels is super colorful. It's amazing, and the soundtrack for it is amazing. It's got a sort of nice, sort of retro-y, nostalgic chip to it all, which just feels so relaxing. It's really, really fun, and I hope to check it out properly when it comes out soon. The second game that I played was World of Final Fantasy. Now, the footage that you will see is from the PlayStation 4 version. I did get to play the Vita version, but I can't show you that at the moment, I'm afraid. Sorry. Now, if you haven't heard of World of Final Fantasy before, it's a Final Fantasy game that's meant to be a bit more accessible for those who haven't touched the series at all before, or to introduce a new generation to Final Fantasy. You have two main characters. You've got Lan and Rain, who can change from cute chibi version to tall human version, and they're out to explore the world of Grimoire to save it from darkness. Now, they have special powers that allows them to collect monsters from the world and capture them as mirages, and then you stack them above their heads to offer stat bonuses, abilities, and you even use them to solve puzzles. In one example, you had to use a heavy mirage to flick a switch that had a certain weight requirement to trigger it, which is really cool. And when it comes to capturing them, now normally you'd think, oh, I'll just weaken it a good bit, wait until it's weakened, and I'll capture it. In World of Final Fantasy, it doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes there are other conditions, like I think there are Moogles that you have to heal, for example, and there are other different requirements that mirages need in order to capture them. But for a Final Fantasy fan like myself, the coolest thing about World of Final Fantasy were the summon spells. And in this game, it's not monsters, it's characters from across the Final Fantasy franchise. And it is awesome. The nostalgia bells were ringing like mad for me. in the Vita build, there was one particular character that I called out to do massive damage, and oh, I fanboyed so hard. And as you've seen already, the characters are all insanely cute. The chibi versions of all these characters are just the cutest. I ain't even gonna, like, they're cute. Now, the important thing to take from both of these games is whilst they're both available on the PlayStation 4, they run flawlessly on the Vita. Like, from playing between one and the other on the Vita and the PlayStation 4, aside from just the size of the screen that you're playing on, there is like very little difference in the gameplay. Like if there was a difference, I couldn't see it, and that is, in my opinion, one of the Vita's biggest strengths. It can give you a game that you normally play on your couch that you can fit in your hand. So I'm going to tip my hat to Square Enix for what looks to be two awesome games that are going to come out for the Vita. I really hope that other devs out there do follow this lead and help bring some more amazing games to the Vita, because it really does deserve it. I mean, it doesn't deserve to be left in the shadows. It needs to have some amazing games like Dragon Quest Builders and World of Final Fantasy to really show off that it is still a console that can really be awesome for everyone. So that about wraps it up. If you've got a Vita already, sound off in the comments what you love or, hate about the Vita. What games are your favorites? Did you buy it for one game in particular? I mean, for me, I think I picked it up for Persona myself. But what did you pick it up for? For now, though, I'm gonna best be off. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen Pilkington from GGS Gamer, and I'll catch you later.